For years we've all kind of wondered if Tesla would ever actually land in India. But lately, the buzz seems to be much more about when.
Exactly. There's a pretty compelling recent reports, analyses too, suggesting we might actually see them on Indian roads maybe as soon as next year, 2025.
Okay, so let's dive into that. We want to get a handle on how likely this really is, right? What are the signals?
Precisely. Our mission today is basically to sift through all these developments. We're talking vehicle sightings, government policy shifts, potential strategies, the whole picture.
Right. And one of the most, well, tangible signs has got to be people actually spotting Teslas being tested.
Uh-huh. Camouflaged Model Y specifically. Seen, I believe, on the Mumbai-Pune Expressway.
Yeah, that's the one. And interestingly, it looks like it might be the updated Juniper version.
Ah, okay. And that was supposed to have a better range, right? Something like, what, over 500 kilometers?
Yeah, reportedly 526 kilometers, which, is pretty decent.
And that lines up, doesn't it, with reports that both the Model Y and even the Model 3 have actually received certification for sale here.
Okay, so the paperwork seems to be moving, and then there's all this chatter about a first store, maybe in Mumbai.
Definitely adds weight to it. It feels like the groundwork is being laid.
Beyond just the cars and stores, though, there's been some pretty high-level engagement happening.
You mean Elon Musk talking with Prime Minister Modi?
Exactly. About tech, innovation.
Yeah.
It feels significant. Plus, Musk is reportedly planning a visit maybe next year, come 25.
Yeah, that's definitely more than just a casual chat. And it connects to the bigger policy picture, too.
The government's revised EV policy.
Right. That reduction in import tariffs.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Down from, what, 70, 110%?
Down to 15%, yeah. But there's a catch, isn't there?
Always is. Automakers have to commit to investing $500 million in local manufacturing within 3 years.
Okay, so it encourages local production. But I also saw something about a cap on charging infrastructure investment within that.
Good point. Only 5% of that commitment can go towards charging infra. So they really want factories, not just chargers.
Makes sense. So, okay, let's assume Tesla jumps through those hoops. What's the likely market entry look like? Pricing.
Well, the expectation for the Model 3 seems to be hovering around 35 to 40 lakh rupees, maybe 40,000 to 45,000 US.
So definitely a premium offering then. Which, well, quite different from the current EV market leaders.
Totally different. You've got Tata Motors dominating like 60% market share. And Mahindra is strong too, mostly at lower price points.
So is Tesla's strategy to start high-end, build the brand first?
It seems like it. We've seen them do that elsewhere. Start with the desirable, more expensive models, build aspiration, and then maybe introduce something more affordable later.
It's a gamble in a price-sensitive market like India, though.
It is, but they also seem to be working on the localization angle. There are those rumors about partnering with Tata Group.
For local components, yeah. Castings, electronics, things like that. That could be key for costs long-term.
Absolutely, and they're apparently already hiring, aren't they? Sales, service roles.
Uh-huh, and charging infrastructure people, too. Mostly Mumbai and Delhi so far, it looks like. Suggests a phased rollout.
Phased makes sense. Build up the ecosystem city by city. You can't just drop cars without support.
Speaking of strategy shifts, what about those old Model 3 pre-orders from way back in 2016? They canceled those, right?
They did, yeah. Refunded the deposits, said they'd offer priority access to new, locally relevant offerings. Basically a reset.
Okay, so clearing the decks for a fresh start with potentially different models. Now we can't really ignore the wider world, the sort of geopolitical stuff.
You mean like U.S.-India trade tensions?
Yeah.
Trump's tariffs on Indian goods back then?
Yeah, that kind of background noise. But on the flip side, India keeping Chinese EV makers like BYD out. That could actually help Tesla, couldn't it?
That's a really fair point. It potentially limits some major competition right off the bat, creating a more, let's say, favorable environment for someone like Tesla compared to other markets.
So pulling it all together, timeline-wise, what are we thinking? Sales actually starting?
The general feeling seems to be pointing towards maybe Q3 2025, starting likely in the big metros, Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru.
And longer term, there's talk of a much bigger investment, right? Maybe $3-5 billion.
Yeah, potentially for a factory to build that rumored $25,000 affordable EV. That would align perfectly with India's big 2030 push for EV adoption.
Okay, so it really feels like the pieces are aligning. Tesla's groundwork, the policy changes, the strategic moves. It points towards 2025 being, well, pretty likely, though hurdles remain.
Definitely likely, but not guaranteed smooth sailing. The competition, the pricing strategy, navigating local manufacturing, it's complex.
Right, so here's something to mull over. for you listening, considering how price sensitive the Indian market is, but also how much emphasis there is now on local manufacturing. What do you think will be the single biggest factor, maybe the biggest hurdle or the biggest advantage, determining Tesla's long term success here? It's quite the puzzle.